Okay. Section 25, the hunter who pierces the goddess. 3 parts to this section. First is a 5 AP node, support only. Oh, how are they going to do it, though? Like, seriously, out of arrows. I guess we're giving time to charge things up, but I guess there is potentially Killer Nomia here. I don't know. Fatal battle. Oh, yep, it's Achilles versus Chiron again. Another endurance battle. Well, second verse, same as the first. Although the Atlantis border guard is stronger this time. So, and it's a class that is advantageous against Achilles, so maybe not going to be second verse same as the first. Dedication crit with the HP loss. Okay. I think now is the time to do this. Go, Achilles, go. You can do it, man. You can't do it, Achilles, damn it! What was that damage, man? That was not the damage I was expecting, Achilles. You were supposed to smack like 20 times harder than that and wipe out these other enemies. I mean, as long as you can survive this coming turn, theoretically we should be good. Theoretically. Okay, the Saber's probably dead. Saber's down. That's Prox. Chiron is ready to blast. I think this is game, set, match, unfortunately. I think I need to focus down the assassin. It's the proper way to go. Yeah, I think the assassin is the one. Welcome, G Senjo, welcome. How'll be things, how'll be things. Yeah, it definitely seems. I think I need to focus down the assassin first here. Because that slash is dangerous. Assassin over Chiron. Yeah, that might be the way to go. I like how it just jumps straight into the battle, though. It makes it very, very quick for if you fail. I mean, I'm sure there's an actual pattern to it, since this fight, like, outside of RNG of crits, you know? Yeah, outside of crit RNG, there's not too much that can go wrong with it. Okay. Convince. Focus. Fire once again. Issue with focusing on the assassin is I'm not generating anywhere near as much NP as I would like to be generating here. Are you kidding me? Okay. I think we're fine. The Guts will proc on Chiron's NP. We're getting rid of the Assassin and Saber. Hits. Guts. That Berserker is dangerous. Oh, shit. I gotta take the Berserker down. Or at least try. Okay, we did it. We didn't even need to survive the turn. Or rather, we just needed to survive the turn. Again, we didn't need to break Chiron's bar. You know, I have a feeling that Chiron is going to be back in Olympus. Or something. Bloody Achilles. Keep it up, we've almost got him. Almost got me to make me laugh. Now kill him. Weren't you listening? Oh. I told you, don't make me laugh. How can you still stand? Because I'm still fighting. I know my noble phantasm pierced your heart. Your spirit core should be shattered. So how? How are you still alive? Back in the Far East, there was a hero by the name of Musashibo Benkei. They say he kept fighting even after his whole body had been filled with arrows, and that even after he died, he remained standing. And he didn't have any divine blood in him or anything. He was just an ordinary guy. In which case, as the son of the goddess of Thetis and the hero Peleus, you'd better believe I'm not going to let him show me up. You're right, I'm probably dead already. But alive or dead, there's no way I'm letting you guys through, not for a second. I'm not even going to bother saying anything anymore. From now on, my spirit is all the talking. Achilles. So yeah, I'm going to die. But my hero's intuition is telling me there's still something I can do. Yeah, normally this kind of thing would be impossible. If I can use my very existence as a catalyst to counter-summon Hector... Oh, that's what's going on. That's how Hector showed. I bet that'd help Master out a lot. As for me and my buddy, just being dead's no reason I can't keep fighting. It's true, he is already dead, and yet... Man, he's still fighting. Even if I take him down, I don't know if I'd make it before his next shot hits. Her next shot hits. I'll show you what I'm made of. The rest of you fall back. I'll settle this myself. Ha! When did I first start thinking that I might have made a mistake? I'm a centaur sage, child of gods. The knowledge I was given tells me this world's history had reached a dead end. It's long since become a world where yesterday, today, and tomorrow have no meaningful difference. A world with no progress, no evolution. But all the same, I still love this world. The final blow. So there you have it. I'll counteract this blast and buy you guys some time. After that, I'm afraid you'll be on your own. Wait, please, there's so much I want to ask you. Paris? There's not much left for me to tell you. You've been fighting so bravely. I'm proud of you. As for you, you are my successor, and I'm counting on you. Oh, that just made Mantic Carbro's life. These blasts must be much lower powered if they're capable of being blocked by a single NP. The light races down towards us like a tidal wave. Hector stands before Orion, his spear calmly at the ready. Unless Hector has a very high defensive NP that I've just not realized? Master? Yes, Hector. Thanks for summoning me. It's not every day I get a chance to show off my stuff on a stage like this. He smiles an indomitable smile and says, Target confirmed. Though my body may fall to pieces, my spear is unbreakable. Just like the hope it stands for. Go, Durandana. The cinematic. They went all out on this Lostbelt, man. Hector falls to his knees in agony, his right arm blown to pieces. Spear. That's gonna be important, isn't it? Brother. Well, that's all she wrote for this old man. That bought you a little time. And no matter how powerless you feel or how desperate things look, there's always something we can do, yeah? So use your heads. You can come up with something. Something, Paris? Orion. Yeah. I'll be your arrow. What? Paris. Wait. That's... You can turn me into one, right, Lord Apollo? I know you once imbued my arrows with your authority when I shot Achilles' heel. So if you have authority over arrows, you must have the ability to turn me into one. I can. But are you sure that's what you want? You'd basically be giving up your life. That's fine with me. If there really is such a thing as destiny, then I think this is where I can go one of the two ways. So I'm gonna make a stand. That's how it's to be here now. Got it, okay. I'll use my authority to turn you into an arrow. The same kind that Hephaestus made should work, right? But it will take me a little time. Somebody's got to buy us another 10 seconds. Can you do that, Mandicardo? Yeah, I think so. Mandicardo. Lord Hector. I am Mandicardo, king of the Tatars, and an adventurer. I once went on a journey to find your sword and made an oath. Please, would you? I get it, Mandicardo. You don't have to spell it all out. Go for it. But let this old man give you just one word of warning. Make sure you say a proper goodbye first. Soul? Bro hug. I wasn't planning on saying goodbye already, but it already looks like this is where we'll be parting ways, my friend. Oh, Mandicardo! Come on, don't look at me like that. You know the whole reason we were summoned to begin with was to save the world. But right now I want to do this for purely personal reasons. I want to save my friend. I want to save you. And this is the only way I can think of to do that. You know the oath I swore? I promised the heavens and the fairies that I would never wield another sword until I obtained Durandal. And now I have a chance to make good on it. So, I don't know what else to say now, except... Don't look at me like that. This is hard for me too. I know I'll go out proudly as a hero and a servant helping their master. But that doesn't make it any easier to say goodbye to my friend. So this isn't going to be Mandicardo the hero. This is just Mandicardo saving his friend. I won't ask you not to let it go, I won't ask you to not let it get you down, but it's okay to save the tears for later. I'll see you around. Mandicardo. I hereby forego my noble phantasm, Serment de Durandal, in accordance with my oath. He takes the now ownerless ultimate spear and yells at the top of his lungs. I now hold in my hand the weapon I always swore I would, the unbreakable ultimate sword. I hereby release its power so that I might protect my friend. In that moment, he fulfilled the oath he swore in life. He no longer held a wooden sword, but one of shining metal. It was a new, fantastic, noble phantasm, one even he hadn't known existed. Here comes my second noble phantasm. Oh, that's another fucking shot! Oh, so good! Rev de Durandal. He stood facing down the mood goddess herself and stood firm in the face of her cannon. He was struck blind almost instantly. Then when his sense of touch, barely a second later. Ugh! His organs shut down, his ears bled as he went deaf. The light seared his skin, bursting the blood vessels beneath. But even so, Artemis's blast never reached Sol or his companions. It's all up to you now, Orion. Mandicardo's fat face relaxed at Orion's response. He knew he wouldn't have to worry about that now. He would die to help his friends, knowing the rest was in good hands. Still, I'm gonna miss him. It was no more than a fleeting moment, a figurative blink of an eye, a declaration and a concept. All he'd want to do was console him. But despite that, right now, Mandicardo considered him a true friend from the bottom of his heart, even if he'd end up never being able to do anything a friend would do for him. But you know, this wasn't something I could do because I'm a servant. It's all because I'm your friend. Oh man, the car, bro! Oh man, they are laying it thick. Shit. That's only part 1. Part 2. Oh man, the car, bro. Man. All the servants are getting cinematics. If Paris and Orion get one as well, I won't have places to put them. There's no time to mourn your friend's death, Soul. Now then, if you'll excuse me, I'm gonna go on ahead too. Why is that, you say? Because I'm going to use everything I've got to transform Paris here. That means my cute sheep self will disappear too. Master, thank you for everything. Are you leaving too, Paris? Yes, I am. But please don't be upset. There's a difference between giving up your life for a cause and just throwing it away. I never would have chosen to do this if there had been any other way. But right here, right now, there's something only I can do. So I'm going to fight. I might not look it, but I'm a hero too, after all. Good luck, Orion. I'm counting on you to finish this. I know. Don't worry. But you're already falling apart. You can't even move a single finger on your right hand anymore. I don't see how you can. Well, what are you waiting for, Soul? What do you think those command cells are for? Go on, get Orion back up at his feet and that bow in his hands. Use them all up if you have to. Yes, I know he can barely breathe right now, so I'm sure it's going to be painful. But when you're a hero, sometimes you have to stand up for what you're fighting for, no matter what. Surely you must have seen that by now, over the course of these 5 Lostbelts. Master. By the power of my command spell, Orion, shoot down the moon. Alright. I don't know if it's actually working or not, but I feel a lot better now, thanks. I sure hope you're feeling better because it's working. Just kidding. Well, do you think you can pull it off this time? Yeah, I definitely can. Paris? Right. Farewell, Paris. That was more fun than I expected, humans. Thanks. Artemis! His call rang out to the heavens, like a lion's roar. Am I here right now because I'm a grand servant? Or because I'm the man who shot down a goddess? I bet it's both. I renounce my grand status, so that I might finally shoot down Artemis, the moon goddess. Renouncing your grand status, now I see. Oh, snap! Oh, that's... Oh! I won't let you fall for anyone else but me. Nobody else but me can wield this bow. Nobody else but me can bring you down. I was summoned here of my own volition, and I'm aiming my shot at you of my own volition too. Orion knocks the arrow of death that Mandricardo had held. Orion knocks the arrow, but the light of death that Mandricardo held back comes barreling towards him once more. He simply looks up at it and smiles, a fierce, indomitable smile. I want to ask you something. What is it? I acquired your memories from when you were alive and compared them to a recent scan of your brain. You don't go peering into other people's memories. They're supposed to be private. The other me, the Artemis you see in your world, why does she appear to be enjoying herself so much? Oh, that? Yes, that. That's because she's in love with me. At least I think so. I don't know why, but that memory irritates me. Would you mind if I took it? Yes, I would. How unpleasant. Yet unpleasant as it is, it's also fascinating. That's right, you're broken. You were broken long ago. You must have hit your limits forever ago. You must have broken down ages ago. You've been drifting around the sky by yourself for 10,000 years, without anything to brighten your day. You could not even conceive of asking for help anymore, all because you're a goddess. I should have realized it sooner. I was a fool for refusing to do this because I didn't want to hurt you. And you're a fool too, for wishing you didn't have to hurt anyone. I think that's the key difference between you here and you in proper human history. All you should have come down to the earth, even if it meant you'd end up hurting others or getting hurt yourselves. So get ready, Artemis, because I'm about to hurt the hell out of you. Oh, come on! Oh, come on, man! Come on. This is a beautiful fucking screenshot. He draws back the golden arrow made by transforming a heroic spirit's body. You've been up there alone for far too long, Artemis. It's time you come down. The man who renounced his grand status calls out to the goddess, floating high above him. I think this actually is a little bit better of a shot. Yes, this shot is much better. Don't worry, I'll be right here, falling with you. So many heroes gave their lives so he could come this far. Francis Drake, Mochizuki Chiyome, Charlotte Corday, Bartholomew Roberts, Achilles, Hector, Mandricardo, Paris, Apollo. All of their sacrifices were leading up to this moment. Noble Phantasm. His third noble phantasm is one that shouldn't even exist. It could only be achieved by a servant renouncing grand status, wielding a bow forged by a god, with an arrow made from a heroic spirit. An arrow he fires not out of hatred, nor conflict, nor hostility, nor with a desire to kill. With compassion and love. Ortigia, amore mio. Oh, it's animated. Oh. A lone arrow fired for the sole purpose of felling the moon goddess. Artemis soon realized there was nothing she could do to react in time. Neither intercepting the arrow nor evading it were plausible options. Firing shooting star Ortigia. Even so, she chose to return fire. Why is this happening? Why is this happening? I don't understand myself. I don't understand the conclusion I've reached. I can't understand why he's doing this either. Why is he trying to kill me? Why did he break his oath in order to fight me? Why did he aim his arrows at me? I figured it out. I figured it out way back then. You weren't acting rationally when you blew up your terminal in the island she was on. You were acting emotionally. You were acting angry and jealous. Things you would never feel if you were just a machine. Which means that these past 10,000 years must have been unbearable for you. Did you really think I could stand seeing you in such constant distress? The golden light tore through the divine blast and kept sailing on. Orion's noble phantasm raced towards its destination with speed and power unlike anything the world had ever seen. It was an arrow created solely for Artemis, an arrow fired out of his love for her. An arrow more powerful than anything. An arrow that would ignore all of Artemis's defenses, evade every unfair obstacle in its path, and find its way to her core with unfailing accuracy. Still animated. Shit. Fate Grand Order, everybody. Holy shit. I realized everything the moment it struck me. He truly had to put everything he had into this arrow in order to fire it. This arrow is Orion's very essence, a noble phantasm activated at the cost of his own life, all to destroy the goddess of the moon. But in there is not a trace of animosity to be found. This arrow was kind, merciful, compassionate, sorrowful, mournful, loving. This right here is the essential trait of proper human history, and the crucial way we differ from it. This man, Orion, loved a god as his equal. It's a detestable fact. No god should ever fall, especially at the hands of a human. And yet, the moment I felt jealous was the moment I truly lost. If I made all my separate units act independently and detached the ones that were destroyed, I might still be able to stay in orbit and retain a minimal valuable firepower. But I can't. I can't do anything now that I have taken this arrow. This arrow is pure love. Now that I've been struck, there's nothing left but to fall for it. I know that Orion is from proper human history. I know he fell in love with the Artemis of his world. I know it isn't actually me that he loves, but all the same, I was so happy that he cared enough to aim his love at me. Hey, why don't you join me in eternity? 'Cause it'd be boring. But death is so ugly and horrible. Aren't you afraid of it? If you became a god, that would solve everything. I like the idea of ascending to the stars, but no. Becoming a god isn't for me. Even though we could love each other for all of time. The day will come when we go our separate ways, and our love comes to an end. It'll be sad when that happens, but it's all a part of being human. I don't get it. Well, of course you don't. I mean no offense, it's just... You're a god. You have a different way of seeing the world. There's nothing wrong with that. But humans see... I see the world differently. I think if I became a god, I'd regret it eventually. But doesn't the prospect of eternal life and beauty sound appealing? If you stay human, your body and soul will grow old and feeble one day. Yeah, I might come to regret that too, but no. I'm pretty sure I'm good. Especially since one day, the fact that I'm part of humanity might come to be pretty important. Though that's just a hunch. So you're throwing away your chance at eternity on a hunch. What a horrible human you are. But that might be for the best. Hey, if I ever need help as a god, will you come save me as a human? That's right, you will, won't you? You're an arrogant, foolish human, overflowing with ridiculous sentiment. That's all true, but it's also why it's so beautiful to me. All units shutting down. At last, I can finally sleep. She feels herself falling apart. She was supposed to be indestructible, yet here she is, crumbling to pieces. The moon goddess falls to ruin not out of sin, nor out of punishment, but out of love. Did you do it, Orion?
Yeah, I destroyed her. My part here is done now. I know it'll be hard for you all to go on without me. It'll be painful and sad too, but even so, we'll keep moving forward. There you go. Man, this guy really doesn't belong to her anymore, does it? Part of me's gonna miss her, but this is how it should be. I can't thank you enough, Master. I couldn't have saved her without you. Oh, and one more word of warning. Grand servants are usually summoned for a really good, specific reason. So be careful, because no matter what you run into, I won't be here to help you out anymore. You see what I'm getting at, right?
Yeah. There's a beast in Olympus. Shit. Oh, we're gonna have to fight a fucking beast in Olympus.
Hey, how about one last handshake before I go? It's okay, there's nothing wrong with crying. But don't spend your time looking back either. All of history is made up of cycles repeating like that. Someday you'll be passing the baton to someone else too, like Drake did. And when you do, you'll find that you're proudest you've been in your whole life. That's right, I'm really proud of you. No, not just you. I'm proud of the whole history that created you. After all, you picked up our baton and ran with it far enough for us to get here. I'm sorry I can't stick around till this is all over. But between you and MASH, I know you'll make do. Alright then, get going to Olympus. I've got a long overdue date with Artemis. Goodbye, Orion. See you around.
Orion.
As for the rest of you at Chaldea and the Wandering Sea, make sure you really give it your all as you back up Sol and Mash here. Naturally, they'll continue to have our full support. Oh, when you there, pudgy guy.
Oh, Gordolf. Wait, do you mean me? Why are you comment on my physique?
Who else could I mean? Anyway, thanks. You gave me the kick I needed to get back up again.
Well, of course, any commander worth his salt would have done the same. That went straight to your head, didn't it? Oh, the bare face on this body. Pseudo beasts also match. I don't think there is such a thing as a pseudo beast. There's an infant beast, I suppose, which is what She Who Shall Not Be Named was, and I think Kama technically. Remember, Sol, they only used his command spells. Remember, Sol, they only used his command spells because I ordered him to. So don't forget about that either.
Good point. You know something? I thought if I managed to make Artemis fall, I'd end up disappearing all by my lonesome. I never thought I'd get a send-off like this, with tears and laughter and good company. Not gonna lie, feels pretty great. This is exactly what an adventure is supposed to be like, and I know the others would all agree. Drake. Chiome. Charlotte. Jason, who's still alive. Bartholomew, who I'm not going to burn. Achilles. Hector. Mandicarbro. Paris and Apollo. Damn, I just realized that most of the supporting cast is dead. This has got to be the highest lethality account of any of the freaking Lostbelts. Jason is literally the last one alive. From here on, it's all up to you. Sayonara, Orion. Farewell. Avidazang, adios. Orion. Foe. Let's go, foe. Indeed. Salute to Orion. The man, the myth, the legend himself. I anchored the Stormborer at the island's northernmost point. Come meet us there when you're ready. Remember, we still have another god left to fight. Indeed. Mobile game. Indeed. How many other games in general have this kind of story? Man, I truly, truly hope that this year's Fate announcement thing is that they're going to start adapting the freaking Lostbelts into an anime series. Because can you imagine the epicness of Atlantis, rather, just fully animated? Babylonia was amazing. Can you imagine Olympus? I really hope they do. Right, okay, Master, let's get going. Jason! Jason! Keep it down, will you? The last thing I need is more ringing in my ears. You're alive. Damn right I am. Not my fault you forgot. You're headed off to Poseidon's domain, right? I'll come with you. Well, what are you waiting for? This is the part where you say something like, I wish you'd been of any help, or I wish Achilles had survived instead. Why would we ever say anything of the sort? Enough with the persecution at complex. Given our current circumstances, isn't it obvious we're glad you're alive and willing to help? Come on, Jason. Let's go. Very well, then. I suppose I can at least go with you to face Poseidon. But no, never mind. It'll be clear enough once we get there. At any rate, we should be on our way. Let's get going. Damn. I don't know what I'm going to use as my screenshot for this one. Mandicarbro's sacrifice? Orion's arrow? Oh, I don't know. I might maybe use Mandicarbro's earlier. I don't know. Welcome back, guys. I wouldn't say I'm back. I'd say I'm here as a guest. That's it. Let's not sweat the details, shall we? What are you looking at? What are you looking at me like that for, Holmes? Go on, get out of here. Shoo. I do beg your pardon, old trade habits. At any rate, it is most encouraging to have you back here. Don't flatter me, detective. We both know you don't really mean that. Anyway, let's set sail for the Great Pit. The Great Pit, indeed. Hey, Soul, could you take a look at the Tree of Goodness through the periscope for me? Roger. It's not very hard to see, though, is the thing. I mean, it's a big old tree, after all. Did you see anything, Master? I don't see anything off about it, honestly. I'll put up the periscope's feed on the monitor. I don't see anything unusual about it. Well, I suppose it might be a little... What the... It's transparent. Just as I thought. It's a mirage. Oh. You thought this might be the case. Oh, so that's what was on your mind earlier. Precisely. That tree of emptiness is an illusion and therefore impossible to cut down. Then what does this mean? The interstellar metropolis of Mount Olympus does not exist in the sky. Quite opposite. It exists deep beneath Earth's surface.
So we need to go down, down, down to Olympus. But the only way that makes sense is if the Hollow Earth theory was correct. And that nonsense was disproven ages ago. Correct me if I'm wrong, but in an investigation I conducted earlier, I also learned there's a great spirit graveyard deep beneath the clock tower now. You mean the spirit tomb of Albion? Okay, yes, there is that, but come on. Spiritual tomb of Albion. There's a big difference between the ground under the clock tower and a giant hollow in the middle of the Atlantic. I suppose this just goes to show the powerfully blossomed tree of emptiness possesses. Apparently has even the capable of tying a space that could normally never exist to reality. In this Lostbelt, whatever lies down that hole is the true face of reality. This also explains why Krishtaria's domain is the most expansive, considering how we used Magecraft to expand the Shadow Borders to interior beyond its physical dimensions. It stands to reason that a caster who excels at territory creation would also be able to expand their domain. That said, a feat like this is akin to turning Earth itself into an enormous container. It truly is a display of power on a completely different scale. Then cutting down the tree of emptiness we're seeing here would be indeed meaningless. As such, there's only one option available to us. Instead of going up, we'll have to go straight down into the Great Pit. I expect that's also where we'll find Poseidon, the last guard of Olympus. We'll be diving down and head towards the big hole, huh? Fine by me. That keeps things nice and simple. Whoa, whoa, head easy there. Heading for the hole is all well and good, but we don't want to, fall right in, right? Yeah, I know that. Don't worry. I'll approach it slowly and surreptitiously so we can get a good idea of... Oh no, we're under attack! What the? There's an incredible powerful gravitational force pulling us toward the Great Pit. There, you see? What did I tell you? Quick, head to the surface. No resisting the storm... No, resisting will only put the storm border under unnecessary duress. As they see nowadays, I believe we should quite literally go with the flow here. But what happens when we fall into the hole? Don't worry, if I've read this right, and I believe I have, then we won't fall to our deaths. I believe this is Poseidon's way of inviting us to see him. Well, Commander, what do you say? Does it even matter what I say now? We're clearly headed down that route. We're gonna fall. Start to hear piercing scream. Roller coaster! Man, it's been ages since I've been on a roller coaster. Yes, Master, that's right. I've never been on a roller coaster myself, of course. But I have a feeling this is going to be much worse than anything out there. Oh. Well, everyone, I have some good news. We finally arrived at the Great Pit. All that's left now is to fall down it. Whee! I'm going down, down, down to the center of the pit. We get a quartz and 5 more crowns of silvery light. Whew, that was quite the doozy of a section. I seriously have no idea how I'm going to make the thumbnail for that one. But I'm going to pause here for a minute.